Hi, this is Karen, and I want to give you some advanced query tips for how you can use the bill search screen. All right, so under states, hopefully you've realized that or noticed that United States is listed, and that's how we list Congress. So you can always search just Congress, or of course you can select everything and unselect Congress and say I want everything but federal bills, which I think is what I want for this search. Also notice Washington, D.C. is here for D.C. City Council. So when you have everything picked, that's why it says 52. All right, so then the contains all, if I say wildlife refuge, if I put that in quotes, then I get an exact phrase of only bills that have exactly the phrase wildlife refuge. So if I search that, I will get 89 bills. But if I'm not sure if it'll say wildlife refuge or place of refuge for wildlife, then I can instead say, give me a near search. So the near is kind of an advanced topic. It means these words are going to be plus or minus about 10 words of each other, or pretty much definitely in the same section, probably in the same sentence. So if you're not quite exactly sure it's going to be that exact phrase, then you can just say near, and that gives you a little flexibility as far as word order and if there's maybe another word in between them. So if I do that search, then I see that gives me 98. So I got a few extra bills that way. All right, so I've got these bills. Now down here in the grid, I've got a bunch of different columns. Now I can click on one of these columns to sort. So if I click on action date, I can see what has happened most recently with these. If I hover over the label, then I get these little lines, and that actually lets me filter. So I can filter on any of these. So I can filter on which ones actually say wildlife right in the name. And so 7 of the bills actually said wildlife right in the name of the bill. So I'm going to clear that. But I can also look at how many are in which status. So if I want to see which ones are signed, then I can just put signed in there, and it says, okay, 26 of them are signed, and then I can just look through the ones that are actually going to be law. So you can use the sorting and the filtering together. You can filter on as many columns as you need to. You can actually sort on as many columns as you need to. Just hold shift down if you want to double sort for whatever reason. And I'm going to go ahead and clear this back out. So the bill progress is actually pretty useful for this grouping as well. So notice there's this grouping at the top. So I can group by any one of these columns. So bill progress is a good thing to group by. So if I group by that, that'll show me how many bills are in each category. So I see that 11 are introduced but haven't made it any further. 26 are still sitting in committee, and 7 have crossed over, and so forth. So I can get a high-level look at how this whole topic is doing. And then if I want to, I can look and see, well, what bills were, in fact, signed. But I might want to do one more level of grouping and say, okay, well, then after that, group them by state. So I'm doing it by progress first and then by state. And so now if I open it up, I can see for the bill, what states have actually passed bills. And I say Louisiana has done the most. Tennessee has done quite a few, so I can get in there. And then I can look and see what they were in that state. You can swap those and sort them in the other order so that it shows you state first. And then if you notice Oklahoma has 15, you can see how did they do. 2 passed, 13 failed. So that's a quick way to kind of get an idea of how things went. So this grouping can be pretty handy for getting a large picture. And of course, you can keep drilling down and seeing what those are. All right, so those are a few advanced tips. Hopefully that will be helpful when you're trying to write a search and when you're trying to use this grid. All right, thanks.